Kobe's criticism of Pau, fair or foul?
It's interesting when I'm thinking about the answer and the response to this. I'm thinking about, is it fair? Because I'm going to respect Kobe Bryant for his legendary equity, 5 championships. Or is it foul? Because as a teammate, I judge you in that moment by that performance and as an equal. Okay. With that said, I'm going to say that this is foul because I'm looking at Kobe Bryant in these present moments being the closer, being the clutch player as advertised, not showing up in those same moments.
Correct.
You think about Kobe Bryant this season, including the playoffs, 3 for 18 in game-tying or winning situations with 24 seconds or less versus a Kevin Durant who in those same situations is 10 for 23. Kobe's not even league average. League average is 27% in those situations. Derrick Rose, Chris Paul came up second in that category with 5.
Listen to Marcellus, dropping knowledge.
He's got it.
Whoa.
He does his research. He's got a whole tablet filled with notes.
Well, I mean, I study Kobe Bryant, and I want to respect his greatness and underline everything I'm saying and preface it by saying this is one of the greatest players of all time. But when you call out a teammate, and then that teammate can look at you and honestly say, we've lost 2 close games in this series. Game 2, where Kobe Bryant went 0 for 6 down the stretch and had a costly turnover and also was a part of another costly turnover. And then you look at him in the Game 5 situation with Kobe Bryant. Game 4 situation. Kobe Bryant all of a sudden going 2 for 10 in the fourth quarter.
8 out of 9 misses.
How do you call a teammate out in respect to those
I don't know. I agree with you. What do you think, Stephen A?
I think both of y'all are insane. Uh-oh. Let me tell you something right now. First of all, what did Kobe Bryant call Pau Gasol out about? He didn't call him out about his level of productivity. He called him out about his level of aggression.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, you're better than this. He didn't say you can't play. He said you can play. There's a certain level of a contribution I expect from
He's saying he can, but he's also saying he's not.
He's not.
Yeah.
Exactly. 39 minutes, 4-10 shooting from the field, 10 points. I'm at that game, Marcellus. You know that, Skip. I'm watching one shot after another being passed up by Pau Gasol. I'm watching Kobe look at him like, what on earth are you doing in the middle of plays? Like, why do I have this ball back in my hands? Why did you not take this shot? What are you doing? They're coming at you, and you're doing nothing. Not only that, but let's keep in mind that Pau Gasol, okay, and again, we saw his brother over All-Star Weekend, and I called him soft. Well, his brother sitting right next to me. His brother said, not soft, finesse. Marc Gasol's a big boy.
I'm about to say, yeah,
I'm going to defer to him. I'm going to defer to Marc Gasol, okay?
Smart.
But the point is, and not only that, I respect Marc Gasol. And I respect Gasol, Pau Gasol as a talent and as a person, because he's a great, sweet guy. But the reality is that he don't step up on a lot of occasions in terms of his aggression. And when you consider the fact that he spent the first part of this year being soft, and I'm talking about emotionally soft because of whatever was going on with him during the playoffs last year, coming into the season, concerned about being traded because he was supposed to be traded, but the trade went awry, and then ultimately Lamar Odom was shipped out of there, and he spent the rest of the next few months before the trading deadline. Who spoke up for him? Who said he's not going to speak up for himself, so somebody got to speak up for him? Right. It was Kobe Bryant. So Kobe Bryant is saying, spoke up for you, wanted you here, need you here, because I thought that the person that's responsible for us getting to 3 consecutive NBA Finals appearances, okay, is going to be that dude that was going to show up in the trenches with me. Where are you?
Right.
He was right. He was absolutely right to do it. I would have done it too.
He was out of bounds.
He was
Marcellus
not.
is correct about this because Kobe was most upset with the last pass that Gasol threw, which we've seen about 5 times already. It's 98 all. Westbrook has just turned it over, and the Los Angeles Lakers have a shot with 48 seconds left. They got the ball to win the game and even the series at 2-all and make it a series. And what happens? Kobe gets doubled and immediately dishes over to Gasol, who takes one big dribble into the lane and stops cold, thinking, there's Ibaka. And do I dare take the shot of this game when my teammate is one of the great closers in the history of this game, the Black Mamba, and Gasol thinks, I can't take this shot. I've got to give it back to the man, Kobe Bryant, and he threw an inexplicably bad cross-lane pass that Durant couldn't help but intercept.
Show that replay again, please. Show that replay again. Because if you look at the replay itself, who was he throwing it to? He wasn't throwing it to Kobe. He wasn't throwing it to Kobe. He was throwing it to Metta World Peace.
Right.
You gonna tell me that's the argument you're gonna make?
So that
he was throwing it to
Kobe.
Oh, stop it. He was throwing the ball to Metta World Peace.
Okay.
He was doing anything he could to get the ball out of his own hands, which is what Kobe is looking at him as. It's a lack of aggression. It's mentally weak.
This is the shot. This is it.
On.
Do you want Pau Gasol taking the shot of the series?
Listen, I want him.
Series.
I'd rather him do that than look to pass the Metta World Peace.
Listen to this. Is the criticism accurate? Yes, it is.
Yes,
but is the criticism fair? No, it's not.
Why is it not fair?
Because in the context of Kobe Bryant failing in these same situations in this series in particular, I don't think that's your time to go to the podium and address another teammate when you have your own issues.
Well, he's the team leader, though, Marcella. Sometimes team leaders will try to get the best out of their teammates and motivate them.
That's right.
And that button was pushed before earlier in this series, and his team responded. Now, to go back to that
wait a minute. If the team responded,
maybe he's
why not try it again?
Well, go back to that same well, and then now all of a sudden you're going to isolate one of those players with an unfair criticism, but accurate.
Before he did it too. He did it to two of them. He did it to Bonham and Gasol.
Right.
This time he did it to Gasol. Because at the time he did it to both of them was at fault.
Stephen,
this time he did it because one of them was.
One of those guys got to the same podium, taking the equity aside and said, just, you know what, teammate to teammate. As Popovich always says, hey, winning all these games in a row does not help us for the next game. So a teammate says, you know what, I'm going to stay in the present moment. Kobe Bryant, I'm going to go to this podium and address you in these situations.
That's right.
I know it just sounds like blasphemy to even think he could say that, but would he have a point as well?
That's right. He would have a point. But you know what? The part that you could argue that he wouldn't have a point is that he's too soft to pull that off.
He doesn't have the career equity to do it.
And the point is that guess what? If that's your makeup, you know something? That's your makeup. Do you remember when Karl Malone and Gary Payton and those boys was on the team with Kobe? What did they used to do? And what did Karl Malone come after we came up from Utah? He used to go in L.A. Listen, the young fella got to do X, Y, Z. What did Shaq do? Shaq used to take heat because other teammates of his were scared to call out Kobe.
And the core of this problem with the Lakers and their chemistry issues is the fact that no one can have mutual respect with Kobe. Kobe dictates to those guys, and they can't come back to him and talk to him on the same level playing field.
For better or worse, that is the way it is.
Yeah.